How's it going, people of the internet? I'm Greenskull. Hi! So I asked my fans on Facebook to tell me what I should talk about next. The winning vote was armor permutations in Halo 4. If you guys want to get in on these votes, be sure to be a fan of me on Facebook. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/greenskull.rul. Link is in the description. Join the fun. For those unaware, armor permutation is pretty much synonymous with customization. So let's get to it. In Halo 1, the only customization you had was your main Spartan color. What I did like about this was it was simple and the colors were really vibrant and vivid. I really liked to be a yellow Spartan because he just stood out so much. I mean, I guess that could be a bad thing, but I don't care. If you own someone and you're bright yellow, so much better. That's it for Halo 1. No emblems, nothing like that. Halo 2, however, you had a primary color, a secondary color, and emblem customization. Your secondary color appeared on your Spartan's thigh and arm and top of helmet and things like that. Just little spaces like that, but it was interesting. And my favorite thing about it was the fact that if you played multiplayer and you were on either red team or blue team or whatever team you were on, your Spartan still showed his secondary color. I like that a lot because none of the other Halo games really did it to that extent. And emblem customization was huge. It's pretty much stayed the same throughout the Halo games. Moving on to Halo 3. Halo 3's armory was a huge leap from Halo 2's. The best thing about it was the fact that you could change your helmet, your shoulders, and your chest plate. You no longer had to be the same Spartan that everybody else was. And you still had primary and secondary colors, although secondary wasn't, I don't think, as interesting as it was in Halo 2. And it didn't show up in team games and matchmaking, but you had a tertiary color, or a detail, which was like a stripe around your leg, which did show up in team games and matchmaking. Not very noticeable, but a nice touch. Emblem stayed the same. Now, of all the Halo games, I loved Halo 3's armory the most. The reason for that is mainly because I loved the look of the armor. They're all very different and interesting looking. My favorites were Scout, because the helmet, I thought it looked kind of like a dirt bike helmet or like a paintball helmet or something. Very, very real, kind of like what we have now. I don't know, it just looked cool. And the shoulders too for that were really sweet looking. Even the chest plate, I really like Scout. And Recon was probably my favorite of all, actually. What's funny is that people kept accusing me of saying, oh, you only like Recon because it's hard to get and you have it and you want to feel special. And that's not true, because I've liked Recon from the beginning. I remember when Bungie first released a multiplayer video for Halo 3, the fans picked it apart and they found all the different armor permutations that the people in the video were wearing, one of which was Recon. But we didn't know a name for it at the time, so the community just called it Ninja Armor. Yes, I remember when it was called Ninja Armor. I don't know how many of you guys remember that, but it definitely was. That's what everyone referred to it as, because we didn't know. When I first saw that, I'm like, yes, that is the armor I want. So when I did get Recon, I repped it, because I always wanted it. Even Hayabusa in Halo 3 was kind of cool, just because it was so different. Sure, everybody can make fun of it, it was the noob armor or whatever, but when it first came out, when people first figured out how to get it, it was still pretty sweet. It was different, that's what I liked about it. But EOD, ugly. Made you look like a Bionicle or like an ape or something. Halo Reach capitalized on what Halo 3 did right. Reach added the ability to customize your visor color, your knee pads, your wrist, your utility, your armor effect. You can even modify your helmets by adding additional pieces onto them. And the best part of that is that you could play as your Spartan in campaign. That's such a good idea. I think that was so sweet being able to see me, my character there, and not just Master Chief. Don't get me wrong, I love Master Chief, but it is pretty sweet seeing myself there. Now, instead of praising Reach's armory a ton, I'm gonna rip on it. For starters, you can emulate all of the characters on Noble Team, except George. Why is that? We don't have a red visor. Why don't we have a red visor? You have every other visor there you can use. Why didn't they include the red visor in multiplayer? I have no idea on that one, and it still confuses me. Why didn't we have more visor colors in general? I mean, we only had a few. I really like gold visor. Gold visor's pretty cool. Blue looks really cool too. Black looks kind of like it's spray painted and you can't see anything. But there's no green visor. I wanted a green visor. I wanted it so bad. If Halo 4 doesn't have a green visor, I will punch a cat and upload it to YouTube. All the armor in Reach is really ugly in my opinion. It's not very interesting at all. The only ones I really like are like Recon, because it's, you know, it's always been there. Mark 5, Mark 6, those are semi-interesting, but all the rest are very bland to me. Not interesting at all. They all seem really rushed. And that's what I didn't like. Halo 3 had a lot more variety. Also, lots of the armor seems to kind of float off your body. Like, it doesn't really seem to be that attached to you. Especially if you're a female Spartan, it really floats out there. Maybe that's just how it had to work, but there are some cutscenes where you can see underneath the kneecap, apparently, and that sucks. Also, in Halo 3, you could have customized your Elite's armor, but in Halo Reach, all you have is some simple characters to choose from. Missed opportunity there. Now, what makes me mad is that none of your colors showed up in matchmaking team games like they did in Halo 3 or Halo 2. So you're just a boring blue or a boring red Spartan, or whatever other teams you're playing as. I want to kind of see some kind, like even the tertiary, even the detail, a little color somewhere. Or secondary would be really cool. Having your own color for your shoulders or something. Alright, now that I've covered the basics of all the games, it's time to talk about what I want to see in Halo 4. So let's keep what Reach started and add on to that. Except scrap most of the armor, because I don't like Reach's armor. I want to see more color customization, and I know tons of other people do too. What about a color wheel? There's lots of games out there that do that, where you have your wheel and you just choose a very specific tone and tint of color that you want, as opposed to just having a few to choose from. There's never really been a green I liked. I'm gonna keep going on about green. I really like green. I want a green visor. Green visor? Yep. I want a green visor. I want green flames on my head. Green. Actually, you know what? Keep all that stuff for me. I want 343 to make me special green things that everybody can drool over the greenliness. And I definitely want to see a lot more armor effects. That was a really cool addition. One that I can't bash at all, because I think it was a really neat idea, but there definitely should have been more. Of all the armor customizations, I feel like, in terms of coding it and making it work into the game, that effects are probably the easiest. So I definitely wanted to see a lot more there than just the confetti, hearts, flames, and those pestilence and inclement weather. Those are all very meh. I like Flaming Head, but let's see some more cool stuff. What about firefight voices? What if we could change the voice of our multiplayer character so it's not just a male or a female? You could choose different people that could possibly say different things when they die. And I've mentioned this before, but I'm gonna mention it again. I'm gonna keep pushing for this. 343 should bring back recon armor, in the sense of unattainable armor that's rewarded to certain community members. Please bring it back. I've talked about this before, so I'm not gonna go on about it, but do it. Yes, I want that. That's such a good idea. And like Halo 3, I want to see more unlockable armor that's linked to things you do in the campaign, like achievements and things like that. I mean, obviously, most armor should be unlocked with credits, but I think it was interesting to actually have to achieve some semi-difficult, actually some pretty difficult achievements to actually unlock this armor. Makes you feel a lot more proud repping it. And I mentioned it before, but if we're gonna have elites in Halo 4, which I'm not sure we are, because we really don't need them. I kind of hope we don't have elites in Halo 4 in terms of playable multiplayer characters, but if they do, we've got to be able to customize them a little, because people like to make machinima, and that definitely helps with machinima if you can make some interesting looking elites. Lastly, here's an idea that's been talked about a lot, is being able to change the default weapon your Spartan holds in his player card. So when you click like view service record or whatever, he's holding a DMR, an assault rifle or whatever it is in the games. I want to hold like a sword there and have my guy just chilling, or a shotgun, or people would love snipers, I'm sure. That would be a really cool feature. So in order to keep this video relatively short and not like 7 years long, I'm gonna stop it here, because I can talk about customization forever, because it's one of my favorite aspects of Halo. So let's stop that here and leave the rest to you guys. Tell me, from Halo 3 and Halo Reach, what were your favorite armor permutations? What's your favorite helmet, shoulders, etc.? Let me know in the comments, and tell me what kind of new customizations you want to see in Halo 4. I'm gonna make this a little more interesting though. I was gonna make a video celebrating 6,000 subscribers, but you know what? I'm gonna merge that into this one. My buddy Austin G909 from Twitter, be sure to follow him. Link in the description, do it. He hooked me up with some avatar codes for Connect Adventures helicopter props. So you can make a play with a helicopter with your avatar. I got a bunch of them from him, which is awesome. So if you leave a comment telling me what kind of armor you'd like to see in Halo 4, and you like this video, favorite it, and are subscribed to me, you'll be entered into the contest. A good amount of you will win. There's quite a few codes here. So good luck. Thanks for watching. Greenskull out. Boom.